having witnessed doctors carrying placards on the street, going on several strikes in order to ask for an increase in their pay, having seen some doctors quit medicine in order to pursue some other career, it is possible that one might begin to ask if it is still worth being a doctor in 2025. And so in this video today, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts about this question. I probably will have to answer this question from two angles, because there's always like two sides to this answer. I've met colleagues who said they are never going to encourage anyone to go into the field of medicine, that medicine is a scam, it's a waste of time, it's everything. And I completely understand the angles from which these persons are speaking from. Probably their expectations about being a doctor have not been met, or maybe what they are getting as doctors is not really what they are bargained for, and that could be a possible reason why they feel that way. However, I have also met doctors who really enjoy medicine and consider it one of the best career that anyone could pursue. So I think it's a balance of these two arguments, really, that will be good enough for anyone who might be in this situation. Peradventure, you are considering medicine as a possible career pathway, but then you are at a point where you are asking yourself all of these questions. Is it worth it? Is this something that I should invest myself, my time, my life into? And you're beginning to have some doubts, or you're beginning to have some cold feet, or peradventure you have even started the journey and you are at a point where you're beginning to have doubts and you're beginning to reassess or question your decision to pursue a career in medicine, then I think you want to stick around till the end of this video. Hello, my name is Blessing and I am a doctor practicing in the UK, and on this platform I talk about medicine and I share about my journey as an IMG doctor in training in the UK. So you're welcome to become a part of the family. Let's just get right into this video already. Now, a lot of things are going to be based on my experience. So to start with, sometimes ago, I got a comment where this person said, being a doctor must be flex, meaning that, it must be enjoyable, it must be, chilling. And then I smiled, and then I replied this person and said, some days you are grateful that you are a doctor, and so you celebrate being a doctor, but some other days you hate being a doctor. And I guess this is probably the experience of a whole lot of doctors, because not every day is great. But then it would be unfair to also make it look like, every day is just a bad day. No, it's a mix of the good and the bad days. Why would I want to encourage anyone to pursue a career in medicine? I think I want to start with that. The first thing is, there is that joy that comes with realizing that you are the reason why someone did not die, or you are the reason why this person is able to live a healthier life, or this person is able to go from a diseased state to a healthy state. There is that fulfillment, that joy that comes with it. And really, I don't know how I'm going to explain it, but it just, until you experience it, really, I think, and it's one of those things that make a lot of people stick around, even when the job is stressful, even when it is demanding, even when it requires a lot of sacrifice. That satisfaction that comes with realizing that you had the reason why another person was able to survive death or was able to escape death is actually a really beautiful feeling that I really can't describe. It's one of those things that make being a doctor really worth all of the troubles. Yes. And so the next point is job security. Now, in the era of AI and advanced technology, one thing we are beginning to see is that in some job spaces, individuals are beginning to lose their jobs to advanced technology, to robots taking over some jobs, and some technologically driven procedures, making it faster such that it reduces the need for human labor. I don't think that medicine is one of those career pathways that could suffer such fate. I know that, yes, I totally agree that the advent of AI and advancement in technology is probably going to improve the lives of doctors and that of patients. It's going to make medical practice better, more enjoyable, increased efficiency, and all of that benefit. But I don't think that it is going to make doctors become irrelevant. I don't think it's going to take over the jobs of doctors. So to an extent, medicine is that career pathway where there is job security. It's almost impossible that as a doctor, you will be without job. The only thing might just be that if you're not getting a job in your locality or in your location, you might want to seek for job opportunity in some other countries. And it gives you that flexibility because it's a skill that is globally in demand. Also, a lot of countries are in need of doctors. And even recently, it has become even much more easier for doctors to be able to move across the world. So increasing job security for doctors. So another for medicine is that job where there is better job security compared to a lot of other professions. Now the third point is that the pay is good enough. Yes, for a lot of doctors and in most societies, doctors earn enough to have a comfortable life or to get by. And in some other societies, doctors are really well paid, so you can consider them to be among the wealthy folks. So if you're seeking to get into a career where you want to make a lot of money, then I would say you might need to reconsider your option, because medicine is not as lucrative as it used to be, some 10-20 years ago. So if your aim is to make money, then I'm not sure if medicine is going to be that place for you, except you could do your research and you might be able to find yourself or practice medicine in societies where doctors are really well paid. Then maybe you can be able to build wealth. I think that there are more lucrative jobs than being a doctor. So if the goal is to be wealthy, then I think you might want to reconsider your options. And so the fourth point is opportunity for immigration. Now, medicine has given a lot of doctors opportunity to migrate to various parts of the world. For example, I relocated from Nigeria to the UK. I have colleagues who have gone from Nigeria to the UK, then to Canada or to US, Australia. So because medicine is a skill that is in high demand in various parts of the world, it's easier for doctors to be able to move to various parts of the world to practice as doctors. And even and since after the COVID pandemic, a lot of countries are beginning to have opened their doors even to countries to doctors from various parts of the world, which has improved immigration opportunities for doctors. I know that some other career opportunities might be able to provide that, but medicine is definitely one of those career options that could provide you with such opportunities. And then the next, which is going to be my final point, is that doctors are highly respected in the society, and this automatically means that there is a level of regard that that is given to you in society, especially in societies where a high standard is expected. In a place like the UK, where there are guidance about who a doctor should be, how you should relate with your patients, and a high level of professionalism is usually required of doctors, and this in turn makes it possible for doctors to be seen as law-abiding, and usually they are law-abiding, and that also means that there are some regard that will come to you as a doctor just by the reason of that profession. For example, the reason why you might not have to go through the hassle or have some really bad experience at immigration might just be because of that GR in front of your name. So I'm just saying it's just one of those examples. So I'm sure that there are some rewards that come to you in the course of your everyday life just because you are a doctor. Going over to the reason why a person might not want to encourage another person to seek a career in medicine is because these days we are beginning to see, especially in some societies, that doctors are not well paid for the job they render, and it's been a matter of question. We have seen, doctors reacting, doctors going on strike, and all of this is, doctors think they deserve more. And so there's usually that question of, are doctors really paid well enough for the job that they do? So it's actually possible that there are some other specialties or some other career path where they don't have to face all of the things that doctors face: the long working hours, the risk of litigation, and even the own difficulty that comes with the job, and yet they are still much more paid and well paid than doctors. So I'm just saying that in terms of pay, it might not be superb as one would expect. So that could be something that might discourage another person. Be like, okay, so why are you coming to medicine when there is this other career that can pay you much more than medicine, and you don't have to go through all of the downsides of medicine, of being a doctor? I completely understand the reason why some persons might want to discourage people. Now, the other is burnout. Some doctors are beginning to come out to share their experiences about how they have experienced burnout, and even some have quit medicine on account of this. So I know that in every field it is possible to get burned out, but I think that doctors are more at risk of experiencing burnout because of the demand of the job. The job is hectic. The job requires you to work for long periods, sometimes even in very uncomfortable situations is something that is a lot of people are beginning to talk about. So it could be a downside to medicine that that one might want to consider before, making up your mind about pursuing medicine. Last thing I think I want to mention here is the poor work-life balance. A lot of doctors are at risk of poor work-life balance, and just for the same reasons. The job is hectic, the job is demanding, it takes a lot of your time, it puts a lot of demand on you as a person. Some societies are beginning to provide options that also make it easier for doctors to be able to work in a more flexible way in order to live or have a healthier or better work-life balance. I want to conclude by saying that medicine is not what you say in Grey's Anatomy or Scrubs or any of the medical series. No, that is not the reality of being a doctor. Yes, they could give you an idea of what the life of doctors might look like, but in the real life situation, that is not what it means to be a doctor. So please don't make your decision based on that. I think consider like real life situation. If possible, speak to people who are doctors, especially those who have been successful doctors. Talk to them, find out how are they able to navigate medicine. And even for those who are currently doctors, ask them how are they navigating the field of medicine. Or peradventure, you are already a doctor and it's just beginning to look like, okay, I don't even know why I decided to become a doctor. I think it might just require you to really ask yourself some sincere questions and remind yourself again why, and then put all of your cards on the table and consider if this is something you want to pursue in the long run, or you want to consider some other alternatives. So feel free to actually share your thoughts about this discussion, and this is how I'm going to be ending this video until I see you guys again. Take care. Bye.